Welcome back to the channel. This is The Casuals. I'm Jin.
I'm Saki.
Today's episode is another Impractical Questions. Last time, I don't think it was as bad as your previous ones, right? In terms of how messed up it was?
Let me read them. Yeah, no, they weren't as bad.
See, do you think these ones are bad?
No, actually, these won't be that bad.
Oh yeah, because I remember last week's episode was, our last Impractical Questions was dad jokes, wasn't it? Like a lot of dad jokes?
Yeah, a lot of dad jokes.
I was dying of cringe a little, but I mean, you're prepared at the very least to say.
Yeah, you gotta prepare, man. You never know.
Oh man. I wonder if there's any dad jokes in this one. I'm about to find out. But another week, another set of questions, and we're getting close to the end. We're on 151 questions now.
Yep, and it only goes up to, I think, 200, so we're almost there.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost to the end. A whole, I want to say 100. No, not 100. Sorry, 1 year, I think. Because we didn't start it right away. We started it a little bit sometime after we started the channel.
Right, yeah.
So about 1 year, I think. But man, it's a long journey since we started the Impractical Questions. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to continue and see how many more wacky questions you have for me.
Yep, yeah. Whenever you're ready, let me know.
I am ready to face the unknown.
Alrighty. Let's start off with a banger. What would be more difficult to complete, like, for you personally? Where's Waldo Braille edition? Or Where's Waldo the audiobook?
Where's Wadio Braille edition? 100%. I would, I would like put my fingers over the Braille and I'd just be like, "Is this saying cat?" When in reality is Waldo the entire time. I'm just like touching Waldo. That sounds wrong.
Yeah, let's rephrase that.
I'm touching the Braille for the word Waldo and I just don't realize it. I'm like, this has to be cat, right? Because if I were to go blind now, right, I honestly don't think I would be capable of learning Braille. I don't know why. It's just hard for me to imagine that I learn a completely new language system for me. Or way to communicate in a weird sense. Because I would probably just communicate mostly through my voice and ears, right? So I feel like I wouldn't be. I mean, I would still be heavily impaired, like in my day-to-day life, but I still have that, ability to question things, be like, "Hey, is this the right direction?"
Mm-hmm.
But being unable to, what's it called? So I feel like because of that, I wouldn't be able to learn Braille as effectively as people who are born blind.
Yeah, that would make sense. Then how about an alternative to this question?
Oh.
Like, because Braille, it's just basically like reading with your hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine the one page of Where's Waldo? They have to describe everything on that page. But also an audiobook, they have to describe everything on that page.
True.
Let's say you're making your way through the Braille edition and you're just going through it really fast and you skip over the word Waldo or something, or you don't recognize it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd have to go back from the beginning and go through it again till you find, the word Waldo.
Mm-hmm.
And with the audiobook, 10 hours long for one page, and then if you miss it, you don't know where it was, so you've got to listen to the whole thing again.
I think both are equally bad. Because I know for sure if I were to do audio, I would not. I would like zone out after like 2 minutes.
Yeah, so I guess pick the lesser of two evils for you.
I think that would have to be audio for me because at some point I'd probably pick up like red and white striped T-shirt, whatever, has a beanie, and I'm like, oh, wow, that's Waldo.
Or what if it just says, in the top left corner is a person, and blah blah. He's like surfing or whatever, and then like 3 hours in, and next to this person is Waldo. And person. And like, if you miss that 1 second of the person saying that's Waldo, you're screwed. You gotta listen to the whole thing again.
True, 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 true. Yeah, it would certainly be difficult. Where's Waldo Blind Edition and where's Waldo Deaf Edition?
Yeah, which was worse, I guess.
Just imagine, like, the person who came, like, if there was ever one, like, yeah, we can make Where's Waldo for a blind person. And everyone's gonna be like, Greg, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, that would. I kind of wonder if there is something like that.
I don't want to find out, because if there is one, someone had to thought about that crazy idea and said, let's do it.
Yeah. And then they had to describe everything on a page.
That is crazy. No, I don't want to find out, because then I would know someone out there had the insanity to do it.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy to think about. So, I think Braille edition for me personally would be worse. Just because, yeah, it's going to be hard to read, but at least audiobook you could listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually I'll be able to hear, there's Waldo, even though I might fall asleep or something. But I'll get there quicker than doing Braille.
It'd also be nice when you listen to a really nice voice, too.
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. I won't even try, actually.
Morgan Freeman narrating Where's Waldo, the audiobook.
I'm sure that would get some people to buy it.
Probably.
They're like, it's Morgan Freeman, how could you not? And I'd be like, fair point.
A little weird to buy that specific thing he did, but, there are fanatics out there for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we should move on, because I think we could keep talking about this question. So I guess we'll move to the next one. Do you think that at some point during the cremation process, the meat is perfectly cooked?
Yes. 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 Because it's probably just only for an instant, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're being thrown into like a 600 degree, like, or maybe not even 600, like maybe like 1,000 degree burner that's made to like burn effectively your bones too.
Right.
But in that maybe like half a second span, you might be perfectly cooked.
Yep.
That's kind of weird to think about it.
A little morbid, but
I'm sure there's been a science study like that.
I would not doubt if there has been, and I probably wouldn't doubt if there hasn't been.
I lean on the side that there has to have been at least one person who looked into this.
Yeah, now that I think about it, maybe at least one.
People are curious. They are always curious.
Like, I was gonna say, there's gotta be one curious soul to do that. There has to have been one. At least one person.
Yeah, no, I 100% do not doubt there was one person who questioned that and looked out into it and maybe even formulated like an experiment.
Do you think it would be... Do morticians, are those the ones who cremate?
Yes.
Okay, do you think it would be a mortician or just some random person, do you think?
I think a laboratory.
A lab? Yeah.
That has special permissions to do so. They're not snatching people's bodies from the morgue. Let's be clear. Unless they do, then we got other problems here. Then other than that.
True. Okay, yeah, that makes. Yeah, don't listen to me.
I don't think the mortician wants to even do that.
Probably not. Yeah, he's probably not paid enough to do that.
Yeah, definitely not. Just imagine. Alright, guys, we're gonna break into this morgue. We're gonna steal some bodies. What are you gonna do with them? Experiments? Like, what? Like, chemical experiments? Nah, dude, we're gonna see if they actually have a state of perfectly cooked when we put them in a cremator.
Yeah, that sounds a lot worse now that you say it.
It's like, imagine that showing on national TV in a federal court, because I feel like that would be a federal level of crime.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Like, there's probably no law for it, like, no direct law for it, but I'm sure as hell there's gonna be a frick ton of, like, federal laws related to, like, stealing bodies, taking bodies out of morgues, you know, doing unauthorized experiments, you know?
Yeah.
And that would be everywhere on national TV, and they'll be forever remembered as people who stole a body from the morgue just to see if it gets perfectly cooked at one point.
Hey, man, if that's the way you want to go out. I'm not saying do it by any means. I'm just
If
saying
that's the way you want to go out, I guess, then, right?
your legacy. All right, we should probably keep going because we could probably get in trouble for this. All right, here's another one that's a little not so morbid. Is it safe to tell secrets in a garden if the potatoes have eyes, the corn has ears, and the beans stalk?
Yes. The sole reason they do not have mouths.
Ooh, that is true.
Imagine broccoli comes out of nowhere. I can talk.
Yeah, no, you'd be screwed. Don't grow broccoli.
Avoid broccoli. Single out broccoli. Other than that, they can't. The garden can't talk. Imagine, dude. It's like you're investigating a crime scene. They're like, yeah, the murder happened in the garden, but there's no witnesses to talk about it. Some like rose or sunflower like behind the detective's like, y'all won't believe what I saw here. You know, Mary. Mary asked John to come out in the back, and she was giving him barbecue, right? And then she pulled up this knife behind him and started stabbing him.
Can you imagine though? That's like your witness, but you can't like dig him up because then it'd kill him.
Yeah. Like, it must have, like, I bet, like whoever killed them, right? Like Mary is like, she would be weirded out. She'd just be like, what? She wouldn't even try like going against it, right? She wouldn't even try being like, I'm innocent. She'd just be like, I had a talking plant in my garden this whole time.
But if it talks, can it see?
I guess it can, right? It could use other plants as proxy.
There you go. The potatoes have eyes to see. The corn has ears to listen to the potato. And then the beans can talk it out. The beans talk. They're your three witnesses right there.
Together they form a body. That's kind of morbid, but a body.
Whatever works, man. So it is not safe, by the way.
It is not safe. When they can talk.
Yes, not a good idea. Just careful what you say out in your gardens.
Don't let your secrets be known.
Yeah. Okay, next one. Why is it called beauty sleep if you wake up looking like a troll?
Because you go to sleep beautiful. Waking up is the other half, you know? Waking up is the ugly part. You never hear beauty wake up, right?
That is true.
But there certainly is a beautiful time when you're about to go sleep that, you know, oh well. For a lot of people, it's like, I can finally relax and sleep. Some people have ugly sleep too, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, after a long day, they just, like, throw off, like, whatever, their shoes or whatever, go straight to the bed and just knock out, and you're just, like, all messy. That's not a beauty sleep, that's just dead sleep.
That's well-deserved sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess beauty sleep, yeah, huh? Because you could go sleeping beautifully, but, they never talk about the wake up. For probably a good reason.
I think that's the literal reason. Because you wake up looking like a troll.
Yeah.
That's why they don't want to mention it.
Definitely.
Alright. Why do we say the alarm clock goes off when it actually turns on?
because you want to punch it off. It's like alarm clock off when it's like ring ring ring. You're like fuck, turn it off, and then you punch it.
You know that when I forget when I had one, but I had one alarm clock at some point where it was across the room,
Mm-hmm.
and when it went off, a little target flipped up,
Uh-huh.
and I had a little laser gun, and if you hit the target with the laser, it'll turn it off. I thought it was so cool.
Imagine you're just sleeping, you hear the alarm ring, you don't even move from your bed, like you're still laying down with your eyes closed, you just pull out the gun and you just shoot exactly where it is and you just go back to sleep.
I was thinking about alarm clock ideas. It's like, what if it's like a floor mat, and the only way to turn it off is to stand up on it? Then you're up. But some people would just stand up really quick and go back to bed.
Yeah. You know what's the best alarm clock, right? Is an alarm clock and there's a punching bag. You have to punch a certain strength in order for it to turn off.
That's an idea. I also had an idea for an alarm clock where it's a little race car, like a little remote control race car.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of like you controlling it, once it turns on, like the alarm goes on, it just like starts driving away randomly, so you have to go chase it to turn it off. So that'll get you out of bed.
I bet you some people would wait in their bed just for it to get close by and they would just stretch out their arm and just grab it.
True.
They would just wait long enough because they're that lazy or they don't want to get out of bed.
That takes special skill there, man. Because what if it's like going around for like a half hour and you're literally just laying there waiting for it?
True.
That takes a special skill.
You know what would be another funny idea? Put on an alarm clock. It'd be bad, but imagine the alarm clock goes off and then there's just a chainsaw revving right next to you, just and the only way you can get it off is you have to turn off the alarm clock.
What is this, Saw?
Saw?
The Saw?
But
the Saw trap?
But they're not harming you. They're just there to rev it, just to annoy you.
It's a harmless Saw trap.
Man, there could be so many bad alarm clock ideas.
Yeah, like literally like all the ones we just thought of.
Yeah. So many hazards.
See, that's why you talk them out. Because I thought they could be great ideas, but after we talked about it, maybe not so much.
So yeah, all my ideas could get someone killed.
But they sounded better in your head.
Indeed.
That's why we are not inventors.
Thank God.
Next one. Do you need to set up an appointment to see a psychic? Or will they just be expecting you?
Yes. Reason why is because... What's it called? They like formalities. That's a dumb answer. No, you shouldn't need an appointment when you want to meet a psychic.
They should just be expecting you, right?
Yeah, they should be expecting to be like, Mr. Saki, I've been expecting you.
Can you imagine you walk in there and they don't say that, and you just immediately walk out and they're psychic?
I mean, I guess, right? That's the way to determine.
Are they good psychics?
You know what I want? Tell me. You want ice cream? Damn, how'd you know?
It says I want ice cream on your t-shirt?
Yeah.
You win this round.
You win this time. I'll believe you for now. Yeah, I guess, right? If they're truly psychics, they should know before ahead of time.
If they're true psychics.
Yeah. That'd be freaky.
Yeah. If they actually knew.
Yeah.
Then wouldn't you trust them?
I won't trust them, but I would also be like, what do you know about my life?
They tell you everything.
They're like, oh God, I must eliminate you. It's like, I also knew about that.
He's too dangerous to be kept alive.
the paradox exists where they know that, yeah, oh my god, there's too many things that can come out of that.
All right, I guess we can move on. Next one is the sea salty because the shore never waves back?
Yes. They're too bitter. So they will always be forever salty about the fact that shore never waves to them when they make an effort to wave at them. They're like, hey, hey, hey. Shore just ignores them. They're like, fuck you.
Like every couple seconds they say hi and they never get the hi back.
In fact, the most the shore does is just shrug. They're just like,
Yeah.
sure.
I'm like, who is this guy?
He's everywhere I go, but who is this guy?
I'd be salty. Just trying to, it's like you're the way you're trying to make friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is definitely. Who is those oceans salty because the shore never waves back?
Okay, here's a controversial question, because when I say this, people are already gonna be like, well, it's cause of this. I'm like, you didn't hear it. You have to listen very carefully to this
Mm-hmm.
one. Why is it that when people are asked what they would bring to a deserted island, they never answer a boat?
Probably because their first instinct is that they were stranded on there in the first place, I guess, right?
Yes, but it doesn't say you're stranded. It says you're deserted.
Yeah, I think that's people just automatically assume that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like think about the question. I'm like, I would probably just bring a boat.
Yeah, because I literally typed that into, forget where. I think it was like a Reddit.
Uh-huh.
People like, cause you're stupid, cause you're stranded there. I'm like, I didn't type stranded. If I wanted stranded, I would have typed stranded. I said, if you're stuck on a deserted island.
Yeah.
Just
You're on the
means
full premise that there's nothing on the island, right? Because a deserted island could still have a functioning house, like water, car,
there's just
vehicles.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
If you're stranded, like you can't get away, then that's a different story. This is just deserted.
Yeah. Yeah, like a deserted town, you can still see buildings, you know?
Yeah.
That could probably function after some wacky stuff that you do, but it would take a lot, but you could still maybe do it. So yeah, just bring a boat.
Yep, and there you go. That's your answer. But people don't listen. People don't read the question carefully enough sometimes.
Yeah.
Just watch. If someone listens to this and literally just heard the question and immediately typed a comment, they're probably going to say something about being it's supposed to be stranded.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to reply with, I would have said stranded. I said deserted specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways. Next question, second to last question. Why do we say we have the weight of the world on our shoulders, but when we express it, we say it's getting off our chest, or it's getting it off my chest?
Because yeah, I don't know actually.
I feel like, do you remember that penny question, penny for your thought, or yeah, your 2 cents or penny for your thoughts?
Mhm.
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Just like the English.
Mm-hmm. The only way I could see it is weight of the world on your shoulder. You know what? I wonder if that came from Atlas. You know Atlas, the Greek mythology, I think it was, or Roman mythology, where he's punished to forever hold the world on his back, and it's like on his shoulders mainly. I wonder if it came from that, right? And then over the years, a new saying came off, like saying "got it off my chest," probably because like when you're emotionally distressed, you do tend to feel like a chest constraint.
Okay.
And so when you let it out, your body's finally unrestricting itself in the chest. I wonder if it's that, right?
Could be. That's actually a good thought. And
So I wonder if it's like those two are commonly used together as like having a burden on you and then getting rid of a burden or something like that. But they're like two completely different like origins that didn't really have anything to do with each other, but they just became commonly associated because of kind of like burdens being the same as having like an emotional like burden in a way. Not that emotions are bad, but it's like it's a burden for that. You don't want to be having it for that occasion, I guess.
Interesting. Interesting thoughts. Let's see, this is why we have these episodes, because I don't think of that stuff.
Yeah, I could only think of those really. That's like the only thought I could have in terms of that kind of those terminologies coming out of that.
It's a good thought, though.
Thank you.
You never know. You never know. That literally could be it, for all we know.
For all we know.
And then our last question for this set, I guess, is why do we say after dark when it's really after light?
That is true. Why do they say after dark? Because then if you say after dark, technically you're supposed to be in the light.
Yeah, wouldn't it be like in the morning? If you said after dark.
Yeah, that is strange. I genuinely don't know. That one's kind of like, huh? Why is it that way?
I don't know.
I could not tell you for the life of me, honestly. That one actually stumped me because I genuinely don't know how to respond to that.
I don't think one of these questions stumped you in a long time.
The only thing I could think of, right? No, that wouldn't make sense. No, it wouldn't. So, yeah, I wouldn't have a response.
We'll never know why we after dark when it should be after light.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never thought about that until now.
This is why we have these discussions.
I shall forever be pondering this to the end of my existence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And with that, we'll have to end the episode here, and I hope you people also live with the same burden as I do, wondering why it's called After Dark. But until next time, I'm Jin.
And I'm Saki.
And this is the Casuals, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.